Hello YouTube, Victor here, and today I'll share with you some more clips to prove that Guthrie is indeed the scariest guitar player alive, as Rick said in the latest video he posted about Guthrie Govan. He showed some clips of him improvising, and as an improviser he's phenomenal. He thinks on a sound and he can transfer the sound to the instrument quite instantly, and that's remarkable. And I think just a few people in the planet can do this, especially when it comes to guitar playing. Like, guitarists usually don't have this flow with like mind and guitar. We usually memorize patterns and repeat those patterns with little variations, but Guthrie doesn't like patterns. He already stated that he just likes to make the sound that he's hearing, and he's not thinking of patterns whatsoever. But here I'll show you something quite special, which is probably why he is different than everyone else. Here, the string of his guitar will be broken in the middle of the improvisation, the solo improvisation, which is the... By the way, he's playing with Hans Zimmer. If you don't know Hans Zimmer, you should watch more movies. He did Lion King and Pirates of the Caribbean and other, like, he is one of the greatest minds in the film industry, in the scoring. So if he chose Guthrie to play along him, he had reasons. He is a phenomenal musician as well, Hans Zimmer. And Guthrie simply will break his string by this time, and let's see what happens. He is using a tremolo system, by the way, so if he break one string, you know what happens. All the other strings goes out of tune. So how can you keep playing? And he does. I'll just show you. I don't have words to describe this. He's using the slider now, and that will be very important in the future. I mean, just to be able to use the slider like this is... Look at the vibrato and the slide. Oh! Those blues licks are perfect. The use of volume, expressive, like... Okay, just, yeah, pentatonics and everything you should expect from a guitar solo, an epic guitar solo, on that background, on that harmony. But when we try to be bluesy, we use bends. And you know, bends make the strings vulnerable. And they... Oh my god! Hans Zimmer's notes, and he just gets the slider and try to find the notes. And in a matter of 5 seconds, I have to pause. In a matter of 5 seconds, he finds the new notes, because he's playing pentatonics mostly. But considering that all the notes went out of tune, he have to adapt with the slider, because if he does play the notes where they should be, they will all be out of tune. But now with a slider, he can find notes sliding, and he finds the new position. Like, all the thing about muscular memory that we should use in any situation won't help here. Actually, the muscular memory of the scale we are playing will do the opposite effect. If we have so much muscular memory of the note being like the G being on the 3rd fret, and now G is like on the 5th fret or on the 6th, or don't know where G is anymore. So he has to find those new positions instantly. And in a matter of 2 seconds, like, we can even notice the time he's just one slide and he's already playing again with a slider in perfect consonance with the music. One note, he's already playing the pentatonic again. What? He's even playing better than before. Now he's like melodic and going different places. Ooh! Ooh! This is scary, man. to make the transition. Look, he's doing it fast. And that's deserved. That's deserved. And now a new guitar. And he can go back to... The solo is more special now because of this. This is phenomenal. Whoa, new scale. Ooh, how beautiful this song is. So smooth, so smooth. That's the chorus of the song. So that melody is beautiful. As I said to you, listen to Hans Zimmer catalog and you'll be amazed. He is one of the best producers in the music, in the film industry. So let's go to the next clip. There are lots of clips. This clip, he's playing like a solo from... an adaptation of a solo from Tom Morello, which is known to use like artificial effects, to use the whammy pedal, to use like sounds, like he used the pick to achieve new sounds like... I can't even do this because I never practiced. Yeah, that's what Tom Morello does, and just Tom Morello does it. Like anyone else, I don't see anyone playing like Tom Morello. And look what Guthrie Govan simply plays here on this situation. Just listen to it. That's a different, completely different scenario. This is a rap, new metal song, completely different. This solo is... Look at this. I mean, he find the notes in the noises, man. Like this position, we have like little tiny frets here. That's why we can't continue, because it would be impossible to play. Like our fingers not big enough to find the little notes that we have at this close to the bridge. And Guthrie simply find the notes in the gaps and is playing like super fast tapping techniques with chords skipping, with like strings skipping and everything at once. And it sounds, the best part, it sounds very good. It doesn't sound like noise. It doesn't sound out of the scale. It doesn't sound like anything different than we should expect from a guitar solo. Using those techniques that should be used like noises, and he uses it in a musical way, which has never been done. And he's focusing on the energy, on the notes, on the intervals, on the energy of the music. Like it's visceral. It's not like some theoretical play in here. He's not really like the way he does the tapping going down. Whoa! Like, I think after this lick. I mean, this is pure energy. This is pure musicianship. Nothing else than... It's like... I can't even describe this. This is one of the best moments I've seen Guthrie playing. It's marvelous. And let's go to the next one. I think you probably heard this one. He's just like replicating the sound of 20 guitarists that are very different from one another, and replicating so good that it's hard to believe that it's him, the guy who is playing. And this video is quite famous. It's 1 million plus views. I think everyone knows it. But he can replicate like the sound of B.B. King, The Edge, James Taylor, everyone here, David Gilmour, and so on. Martin Knopfler. I'll play and you just don't believe this. This is... I mean... The same guy who did the Tom Morello impersonation and the Hans Zimmer one, and Van Halen, of course. Aldimeola! Picking technique on exotic scales and chromatism, and here the diminished thing with harmonic minor Frisian dominant scale, and now everything. And now expression in its... Look, the harmonics, man! The detail on the picking technique, something that most guitarists don't have. This is the expression part of the playing. Nowadays, modern guitarists tend to play like perfect licks, pentatonics, perfect sweep picking techniques, but they don't have the expression. So they play like machines, but they don't sound like this. They don't sound as live as this. So this is incredible. I love this Zach Wild thing. And again, Tom Morello, he can do it as well. And he keeps going. And all those guitarists are different from another. I think you have already saw, so I'll go to the next one. And the next one is very interesting. It's a G3 concert. He playing with Satriani and Vai. If you play guitar, you probably know that Satriani and Vai are two of the most important pieces of guitar history that we have. And they shaped one dimension of guitar playing that they did too much for the music, and they don't know exactly what to do when they play with Guthrie. So that's something. And see how the crowd reacts when Guthrie plays some of his things that everyone can just imagine doing and cannot replicate as well as him. And even Stevie Vai tries to make some of these sounds, and Guthrie simply responds and answers those questions with something even greater than what Vai did. So the reaction of the crowd is all amazing. Satriani is such a good vibe, and Stevie Vai is trying his best to keep up with Guthrie in terms of technique, but we can see that Stevie Vai is kind of suffering a little because he's not really achieving. He wants to achieve this because he's a Stevie Vai, man. He's like, in terms of composition, he is one of the most creative composers I've ever heard. He is a genius at guitar, but Guthrie is just an alien. It's really terrifying. It's an alien playing with them. So even though Satriani looks more like an alien, we have an actual alien at the other side. And let's see some of this. You can, let's just play. Satriani is already going experimental, as he loves, and then Govan. Look at the articulation of those phrases. Now to revive some exotic things. Use of the whammy bar. A melody, and Guthrie will respond. Look at this. It's the same thing, but... Oh my god, that's so beautiful. And they'll go back to the song they were playing. And Guthrie wants to play some more exotic things. Look at the Arabic sound scale. Can't get more exotic than this. Like, you can't. Simply impossible. He's like playing a sitar. He's as free as he would be free playing a fretless instrument. It looks like he's playing a fretless instrument, even though the instrument has frets. We can see the frets, but we can't believe there are frets there. That's, this sound, to achieve this sound with, it shouldn't be possible, man. And then Stevie Vai trying again. and he's keeping that vibe. I love that vibe. Look at my face. He's just smiling. There's nothing can do. Use of Wham is on point by Stevie Vai. And now Satriani will do the tapping thing. Like random tapping stuff. Like, and then Govan. I note Guthrie reacts to everything he hears. He is always answering. He answered the loud noise, the sound with like this frequency is 2 kilohertz. I don't even know what frequency he's playing, but he's answering Stevie Vai call. And that's a jazz way of thinking music. Because in jazz, when we improvise with a jazz group, we are always answering the others and making like what he does here is he's in a rock show with rock musicians, with rock stars, and with a rock crowd, and he's using the jazz mentality, like responding, answering everything he's getting, and he's just making everything like as brutal as he can. This is alien for everyone here, and Satriani is having such a great time here. I mean, this is music freedom, and this is music freedom. It's just possible because Guthrie can do anything. He thinks on a sound and he can transfer to the guitar instantly. That's the only explanation. Like, look again. This is how many kilohertz is this? It shouldn't be possible. And he's playing like this is a melody. He's not playing random notes at the 2-3 kilohertz, whatever frequency he is on. And he's playing notes. He's not focusing. That's the point. Guthrie is not focusing solely on the technique. He's focusing on the music. He's trying to make music to have fun with his friends. And look at just Satriani. If you look to Satriani, you can see that they are having fun, and he's achieving this objective. And Stevie Vai keeps trying to find. This is a fine melody. Go back to the pentatonic. Go back to the basics, please. Stevie Vai responds perfectly. I love those licks. Oh, again, so fluid. Oh my god, we can barely see because of the people in front of the camera. I want to see the moves. The crowd can't even. The crowd can't even. You see the applaud here because they can't conceive the idea that someone can play like this. And to finish the video, he can literally with his mind make a guitar fall. You can see here Kiko Loureiro playing with him. It's like this is a funny jam, just like this one. Those jams have to be appreciated. Those are very special musical moments. And here, with his mind, he can make the guitar from Kiko fall on the ground. Of course, he didn't. It wasn't on purpose. I think he's really worried about the guitar and Kiko. You see what happens here. Like bending, and Kiko of course will bend as well. Ooh! This backing track is really cool to play. C minor scale. Look. Oh no! Oh my god. I mean, and he starts to play like he plays something on the bass register. It's like a soundtrack for the moment. Like what happened? If they were in a sitcom or in a TV show, and then these notes that Guthrie played would be played in the background. Guthrie is literally doing a soundtrack for the moment. Like, what happened? Something is not good, not working here. I mean, why this should happen? Like, Kiko is using strapping locks with an Ibanez. Shouldn't happen. I think it's not, Kiko got more prophylactic after this. Like, he did his homework, and he's not wearing those things anymore that can fall, because it would be a disaster. It was a disaster, and it's a moment that, I mean, Guthrie wanted to keep playing. Like, he keeps playing. He doesn't know what to do exactly. And even Kiko is trying to. And then comes a guy with a chair. The guy with the chair. This was in Mexico, by the way. The guy with the chair is. And then the guitar of Kiko is still in tune. It's really good. It falls and it's still in tune. Ibanez is a great company. They make amazing guitars. The chair that Kiko won't use. And you can see by the facial expression from Kiko Loureiro, who is now on Megadeth and who has a career that everyone would dream of having, is scared by this playing. He's not really understanding what. Look, this frame resumes the video. Like, what should I do next? Nothing. Kiko just play one note, one chord, and end this. Don't know if it's a minor major 7 chord, melodic minor chord. Not sure, but it's really tensing. Nice. And they are happy, and they had fun, even though the guitar just fought. And this video as well. This video is another proof that Guthrie is out of this world, and it's an alien, and it's terrifying, and he's the scariest guitar player alive, as I said at the beginning of the video, and as Rick Beato said as well. So those clips, if you didn't know some of them, now you know. And I think, I mean, things that Guthrie can do, I think it's really a gift, and he is really passionate about music, and he's different than everyone else, in a different level than everyone else. He's just so good, and you should hear more from him. You should learn something from him, and he has classes, and you can learn only by learning his songs and learning the solos, transcribing. It's a cool tool to also understand how he thinks, even though he doesn't like to repeat himself. So you should worry how your mentality is when trying to replicate Govan, because more than playing his licks is playing like using his mentality, like trying to transcribe the sound of your mind to the instrument. That's the point. That's the point Guthrie Govan is making here. It's not about technique exactly. Technique is a tool, and you have to make the technique form a music. You have to use technique form the music. That's the thing that I get from Guthrie. And I mean, if this is not convincing enough, I don't know what will convince you that he's out of this world. Thank you for staying with me, and see you next time.